All right, well, here we are on this fine Monday. It is now after work hours. I'm officially clocked out. We've kind of been working on this just here and there periodically throughout the day. The downpipe, trying to get this broken stud extracted. And I will put another clip from earlier in here now.
We said please, and now we're saying we'll fucking come out of it. So whenever you want to give it a shot.
Okay. But the old weld a nut method on there, or go washer, weld, nut, and then weld that on, nothing was working. And as you can see, we even hit it with the oxyacetylene torch and got it pretty piss red hot, and that did not work. So now what I am in the process of doing, and have been for a little bit, is I am just going to drill it out. So 99% sure that these threads are cross threaded, so I'm either gonna have to helicoil it, or I might just run a bolt through it and then pop a nut on this side, because I think I might be able to fit a nut on this side 50-50. But I do have a helicoil kit for this size at home, so as long as I'm careful enough, I'll still have enough meat to be able to drill it to the appropriate size for the coil, tap it to the appropriate size for the coil, and then run the coil in it. So that might be what we do there. Really wish I was able to just afford a new one, because I would just buy a new one. This is an AMS wide mouth downpipe, but then the O2 sensor is also stuck in here, so I'd have to get a new O2 sensor too. But anyways, always, got to be on that budget. So it's a pretty small drill bit, not sure what size, but there's a drill bit that we're using. And if you've never done this before, these are hardened steel studs in cast. So cast, very soft, hardened steel, not so soft. So it is not fun to drill these studs out, and you will dull your bits quickly. I'm sure there's some special drill bit out there that you can get that might go right through them, but unfortunately I don't have that right now. So what we do got is we got the ye old trusty nasty looking Milwaukee drill, a drill bit here that I'm using, and we've got a drill bit sharpener. Never used one of these before, so I had to do my own YouTube research to figure out how to use it. And that was pretty simple to figure out and do. And so, yeah, we're hitting it with some cutting oil first, just to keep the bit from getting too hot. Not sure if it's helping or not, but you can see how deep we are kind of in there now, almost halfway. So, yeah, we're just gonna we'll drill for a little bit, take it out, sharpen the bit, drill for a little bit until we get it all the way through, and we'll see what we do from there. Okay, well, for today, the stud is a bust. I was not able to drill all the way through it. I am close. Like, if I had to measure it and guess, I'm like a couple millimeters away from popping through that thing. Like, it's dang close. But after I broke the last drill bit, I was like, yep, I gotta step away from this for a little while, and we need to get home, go see the family, see the kids, and drink a beer, and just do some other things that we need to do to the car, because we still got a lot of stuff to do. So with that being said, plans for today, not 100% sure yet. I do think that the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rear end of the car jacked up and get it under jack stands. That's going to be the first thing. I might even lift the front up just a little bit more, because I'm fat and I need a little bit more room to work on it underneath there. From there, I do want to get the catch can and coolant reservoir, the MAP catch can coolant reservoir mounted. Get that mounted. I'm going to search high and low for my front and rear motor mount bolts as well. What else can we do today? What's up, buddy?
Sure. I got my nighttime shorties on.
Oh, thank you. And then we have one really important bolt that we need to get extracted. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that today because I'm kind of over broken bolt extraction, but we might try. And what else are we going to do? Oh, there's a line that I'm trying to figure out what it goes to. And it's this guy. Probably can't see. That guy right there with that metal sheathing on it. And I think that goes to the transfer case. Not 100% sure, but it's either transfer case or transmission. It's gotta be, because power steering stuff's all connected. So I'm pretty sure it's part of the AYC system or the ACD system. I hear it being called so many things. It's like, okay, AYC, active yaw control, ACD, active center differential. So I get it, but yeah. So we're gonna try to get that done and potentially hook up some vacuum lines, fuel lines, shifter cable, is the first one that needs to get hooked up, and start trying to figure out where some of these brackets go that we have laying around. So, oh, and then the half shaft for the drive shaft, pretty sure that's going to have to go on before the downpipe goes on anyways, so that shouldn't take too long. Still need to get a bolt into the steering knuckle inside the cab as well. Yeah, so we still got a ways to go, but making progress. See, it's all these brackets here, like, oh, that's a battery tie down, but that one, I got no clue. So don't remember, but yeah. So wish me luck. We're going to try to dive into this and knock out a few things for a little bit, and then I am going to go relax because I am tired. I guess we also still have one more stuck speed sensor that we need to drill out too, which that shouldn't really be too difficult to get done. So yeah, and I got drill bits on the floor that I need to clean up that I'm looking at right now, so that's cool. But let's just keep chucking along and see where we can get. All right, so haven't been at it for too long since I've been home. Maybe a couple hours. I don't even know what time it is right now. It's not super late, not super early. But yeah, so we got home. I did end up getting it jacked up in the rear, so, and jacked up a bit more in the front, so that way my fat ass has some more room to get underneath it and do what I gotta do. Cleaned everything out of the car, moved a bunch of mounts, and just carefully put them up here on the roof. Should be fine. Found motor mount hardware, so that's cool. But it's pretty gross looking, and so is some of the subframe hardware. So I am currently heating up the ultrasonic cleaner and going to drop all of that hardware in there. It doesn't really remove like rust or anything like that, but it does a pretty dang good job of getting grease removed. And all I have in here is just an all-purpose cleaner. So I like to get it, you know, somewhat hot. That is in Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit. And just drop those in there just to get them cleaned up a little bit. I was under the car and did definitely get to the point where I wanted to kick a jack stand out from underneath it, but I didn't. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Flashlight. I finally figured out where one of these lines went to that I was messing with the other day that you probably can't see, but figured out that it was an AYC line. I'm pretty sure it's got to be an AYC pump line that goes to the T case. So rerouted that a bit to where it belongs, and got that guy hooked up there. And then looking over here now at the shift cable, see that there is a bracket back there on L that you definitely cannot see. There's a bracket down there on the line the shift cable line that bolts to the top of the rear motor mount. And then there's another bracket here that I believe potentially looks like it bolts there. And then it just clips on to there. This guy right here clips onto there. So we got to make sure it's in park. Yep. So get that clipped on eventually. But yeah, so figuring things out slowly but surely. Definitely stressing myself out for no reason, which is normal for me because that's just what I do. But yeah, didn't make a whole lot of headway today. Tired after work and working on this thing all weekend. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then I might come back out and do a little bit more. But if not, then I will probably just work on it tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see if I come back out and work on it later tonight again. But again, I'm just trying to compile like 15-minute, 20-minute videos of the progress of where we're at and how things are going. And I really want to drive this thing. I am really looking forward to it. So one of my biggest concerns and something that I'm afraid of, and please comment on this if I'm stupid, I have no problem with that, and I'm worrying for no reason, is I'm really worried about the motor. The motor has been sitting in my garage. It has been wrapped in plastic for 2 years. You know, and I have never fired up a motor that has been sitting for a period of time, or built one at that matter, and it hasn't been cracked open or anything like that. The motor just was here in my garage on the stand. All I did was simply clean it up and covered all the ports and orifices when I did that, and you know, blew it out pretty good as well. So a little nervous about that, but hopefully all is well. So anywho, yeah, that's where we're at, and we'll continue from here. All right, well, it's another day. Kind of been working on this a little bit here and there throughout the day, but back at work, and it's lunchtime, so just opted to clock out for lunch and work on my stuff so I can get this done. Yesterday, got the hole drilled out pretty deep. Got it a little bit deeper today, and widened a little bit, and then I'm just eating through drill bits. So, and even after sharpening them, it's just not doing anything. It's like 10 to maybe 30 seconds of drilling, and then she's dull already. And yeah, I probably could have bought some diamond drill bits or some nitrated drill bits. Maybe that would have helped, because what I'm using is definitely not doing it. But I got tired of it, and we went ahead and whipped out the Plaz, and it was right there. But now we got a hole all the way through, so getting closer. So at least we're all the way through now, and I mean, at this point I might just Plaz the rest of it out to clean that hole up. So we will we'll see. So just a little Cutmaster 40 up the air, and she blew right through. So carefully, gonna try to keep doing that. Might be stupid, but if it works, it ain't stupid. So we'll see what happens. Well, with some perseverance and frustrations, we finally managed to get this freaking stud out. The hole does not look the prettiest, but that's okay. I'll deal with that later. I can at least get something through there. There's still some thread left, because what I'm going to end up doing more than likely is probably purposely cross-threading a bolt through it, or a stud through it, just a full one, not a broken one. So either that or a thread zerk or a helicoil. But take a look at this. So there she is, finally came out. I know this looks pretty marred up. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of a sanding pad, just very lightly. But it's out. It'll do. And here's what was stuck in there after I plased. So was able to get onto the back of it because it was sticking out the back a little bit, and had enough of a bite to kind of spin it with a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. And yeah, she's finally out. So, and the gasket seals around all these holes, so this surface is good, everything around here is good. And then I'll make sure to hit it with some copper gasket spray too, before I put it on, so that way it really gets sealed up nice and good. But holy smokes, that took forever. So yeah, we'll see what we do next from here. All right, we are now back home after work, and time to get right back to working on the Evo. First thing first, the ultrasonic cleaner is at 60 degrees Celsius, which is warm enough. So this little Viver, I think, machine from Amazon, it's probably sweating a little bit in here. So I probably need to add more fluid, but we'll resolve that. So we got those two, and we got all of these that I want to clean up a bit. So that's what they look like now. And now, like I said, like it's not going to remove a rust or anything, but it'll help kind of clean the threads up and stuff a little bit. So we're just going to take all of this and drop it all in. Come on. Like that one's pretty gross looking. And I'm going to grab some more fluid. And this isn't what I have in there right now, but it's just another all-purpose cleaner. I ran out of the green stuff. So some good old Power Purple will do the job. So yeah, it's gonna cool it down a little bit, but that's okay. Their bolt hardware is all covered, so slap that lid back on there, and we're gonna set this timer to 10 minutes and start. Let that do its thing. So let's see, plan for today. Plan for today is get this bolt in, but as you can see, it's not quite lining up there, so we got to get that lined up. Same thing on the back. Basically everything seems like it needs to come forward, so I'll probably get the jack underneath, loosen up the top mounts, and then see if I can move it around enough to get those in. I can also unbolt this whole thing if I need to, and then pry bar. I would like to still get this in today, get that done. We can get this connected to that mount back there once we get that in position, and then bracket. That bracket goes there, and then get it connected there. Not 100% sure what goes there yet. And then we can get the bolt for the brake stuff that's behind the brake pedal, get that bolt back in, which is right here. And what else? I have one more broken bolt underneath the car for the subframe brace that I need to try to get out. Kind of tired of broken bolts, but we might try to attempt that today and get that guy out. I really need to get an extractor set, so I might wait until I get an extractor set for that. And I'd like to start bolting up the downpipe now that that is somewhat situated after I send a tap back through it again. So a few more little things to do to try to get done today, and we'll see how far we get and what exactly we get done, but just trying to chipping away at this little by little every day. I'm gonna dive into it and see what we get done. there's the hardware out of the ultrasonic cleaner. Like I said, it ain't perfect, but it definitely cleans up some of the grease that was on it. And you can see what the solution looks like now. It's pretty mucky. So just kind of get them cleaned up. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of anti-seize. And so not sure if this was a good spot to jack it, but it sure seemed like it at the time, and it worked. So I just put the jack on the T case right there carefully and just slowly jacked her up, and it pulled everything right where it needs to land. So now we can go ahead and get those motor mount bolts in, and we've already got the MAP catch can reinstalled. So just one bolt right there into the threads that are down there. There's a bunch of holes, and it goes into the threaded one, just so you're aware, because at first I did not put it in the threaded one. That's in. These are not tight, but they're in, and I moved this clamp up so I could reroute that just a little differently, and I'll probably still fiddle around with that at some point. And the drain for it's right here, and it looks like that is going to line up perfectly to bolt right there. So let's get these motor mount bolts in the front and in the rear somewhere down there. Okay, so recap for the day, and yeah, just tired. End of the day. So what we did today, I need to wipe this camera off. It got dirty again. There we go. That's better. So at work today, we got that broken turbo downpipe stud removed. That was a grand old time. But still haven't messed with that yet at home. Haven't tried to tap it or chase it or helicoil it or anything yet. Yeah, so at home on the car today, we got the MAP coolant catch can, the catch can / coolant reservoir reinstalled. She is in and somewhat plumbed up. These lines are still a little loose. I need to tighten those. What else did we do today? Feels like I did a lot, but at the same time, probably not. We got front motor mount bolt in. We got rear motor mount bolt in. We got bracket on the rear motor mount on for shift cable. We got trans bracket on for shift cable. I initially had L shift cable on and then realized, well, I'm gonna have to pop it back off again. So did that. After we got that done, we went under the car and we got the half shaft, drive shaft reinstalled. So yeah. Oh, and we got a new external transmission filter housing bracket on as well, which also still needs to be tightened because I have 1/2 inch Torx sockets, but yeah, one of them for one of the bolts or one of the screws, it will not fit, so I need to get Torx Allen keys. So that's on the list to go get tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, we also hooked up a few coolant lines over here and then tried to figure out where some of these other fuel lines, boost control lines go. Got this cluster of piping bolted down there. Still needs to get bolted there and here. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So still making progress, still a lot to do. I noticed when I was under the car doing the drive shaft that definitely need to replace the exhaust gaskets. But good thing old Amazon has them on Amazon, And so I ordered those a while ago because I kind of figured that they would need to be replaced. So I've got 2 of those bad boys and new hardware because that hardware on there is rusty. And to be honest, I'm hoping that they just snap. That would be the easiest way. But yeah, so that's where we're at currently. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up there. And today's what? Tuesday. So brought the car home Thursday evening, washed it Friday after work, pushed it back into the garage. Think I got it up on jack stands on Friday, can't remember. But got it into the garage, started working on it hard Saturday all day, hard Sunday all day, a little bit of Monday after work, a little bit of today after work. So progress was being made, and I guess that's all I can ask for. I am thinking about taking my front rotors, well, all my rotors, because they're all pretty crusty and nasty, and dipping them and soaking them in vinegar. Did some research, and apparently that is a way, white vinegar is a way for rust removal. So might do that, might not, might just send it and throw it on the car and go brake hard a few times and they'll probably be fine. What else did I need to get done? A lot. There's a lot to get done. Just gonna do that, and yeah, that's all I can think of right now because major brain fart. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video here, and we will continue in the next video tomorrow, starting tomorrow, with whatever comes our way. So I got work tomorrow, go to work, and then come home, and we'll get cranking at it. If I go to work, 50-50 on that one, but I know I need to be responsible. But we're getting close, so I'm thinking by this weekend. That's the goal. So maybe, yeah, I think that's a fair goal. Maybe by like Saturday or something, so that way Saturday I can just kind of do my thing out here, and have plenty of time. We will have to bleed the AYC pump. Working on figuring that one out right now. I have pass-through CAN on my laptop. I also have a Tactrix 2.0 cable that I bought for this car for $250 that I've used once. So I think I can do it on pass-through CAN. I'm not 100% sure, but I did reach out to a company called NRG Ops who put pass-through CAN on my laptop for me. And they told me that with a newer like Snap-on scanner or Autel scanner that you should be able to do that, and that's what they do. So lo and behold, my awesome neighbor has a pretty sick Snap-on scanner. So I messaged him today, and as long as he still has it, by the time it is his, but he's trying to sell it back to Snap-on, and I sure as hell don't have the money for it, otherwise I would definitely be buying it. We're gonna try that. We'll see how that works. If not, I've got contingency plans, like 3, but we'll figure it out. We'll get that to work. Also emailed a powder coating company today in town in regards to getting intercooler piping and brake calipers powder coated. I'm not going to tell you what color, but in the very, very near future, that will hopefully be happening. So Brembo rebuild, pull it all apart, they can get powder coated, and then get them all rebuilt, and I'm sure I'll make a video of how to do that. And then, yeah, all the charge piping and stuff like that, we're going to get powder coated as well. So anyways, thank you for watching my update video of the Evo and where we're at. It's coming along. I'm getting more and more excited every day, but at the same time more and more depressed every day that I'm not done with it yet. But I don't have all day, every day to work on it, and I have to remind myself that. And I also get tired after work. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going to end this. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.